training session. So in this session we will look the native module and native components. So so what is the need of native in React Native basically? So if you want to use some native code or native UI component inside your React Native application, then there is a need of native modules. Okay, so in next we will check the native module, after that the native UI components. So let's move to the native. So why there is a need of native in React Native? So as I said, to access native platform features into the React Native, then to use the native UI component and their functionalities into the React Native application, then to use the existing iOS and Android libraries that is available for iOS and Android, so that we can use into the React Native by using this native module. And if you want to perform some high performance and multi-thread code, so for that we will this into the iOS native code or Android native code, and that we can use directly into the React Native. Okay, so let's move to the native module. So what is a native module? Basically it is used to access the native code. Okay, so what it did that it exposed the instance of native into the JavaScript, and then it's execute into the React Native. Okay, so if you want to set up the native module, so we have to create the React Native application for the iOS and Android projects. So for that we need to create a project by using React Native CLI, not by using Expo, because in Expo there is not create means by use if you are creating the application by using the Expo, it will not create the means folder structure for the iOS and Android projects. Okay, so after that we have to add the dependencies by using the npm, that is node package manager. Okay, then let's move to the native UI components. Okay, so the use of native UI components is to build the native UI component and use into the React Native application. So to do that we need to expose the UI view component. Okay, so in this particular session I am focusing on the iOS application. Okay, means I am creating the iOS view component, that is native UI component in, and I'm using that iOS component into the React Native applications. Okay, so for that in iOS we have the UI view class that expose the view component. Okay, so to expose that means native UI component, obviously all the UI component have their derived class, means the base class is UI view. Okay, so for that we have to create one manager. Okay, so I am creating one RCT view manager. Okay, after that we have to add RCT export module marker macro there. Okay, to export that particular module. Okay, after that we need to means implement the view method that return the UI view component. Okay, so so here is the one sample code to just explain means how we are creating the view component into the native iOS, and how we can use that native component into the React Native. Okay, so in native iOS code I'm importing the map kit framework here, and even though the React RCT view manager. Okay, so why I'm using the map kit, because in this example I'm trying to show the Apple map view into the React Native application. So in mapkit framework, means in iOS mapkit framework, we have the mk map view that used to render the Apple map. Okay, so what I am doing, that this is a means objective C code, so I have to create one interface. Okay, so I am creating one RNT map manager, which is derived from RCT view manager. So we are using this RCT view manager, okay, to create our own manager. Okay, after that, in implementation part, what, as I said, what I'm doing, that I'm exporting this particular module into the RNT map, means what we can say, model component. Okay, and I'm I'm created one return method here. Okay, so in which it will return the UI view component. Okay, so what I'm doing, that I'm allocating, means allocating the memory for the mkmap view, and doing the initialization by using init method. Okay, so it will return the mkmap view component. Okay, so as I said, every UI components is derived from the UI view component, so it will return the view component. Okay, so this is the native part. So in React Native, I want to render this exported means a view component. Okay, so what I am doing, that I am creating one variable, that is native map view. Okay, so this native map view, I'm getting this uh, means exported module. Okay, so I have to create, I have to get this particular view component, I have to call the required native component method, in which I am passing this RNT map that I want to render here. Okay, and inside the render method, directly what I am doing, that I am returning one view component with flex1. Okay, inside this I am rendering this native map view with flex1, obviously, so it will show this map into the full screen. So in this way I am using the native iOS mk map view component, which used to render the Apple map. Okay, that I can directly means render into the React Native applications. Okay, so so thank you. So in next session, means next part of this session, we will look how we the coding part for this native model and native UI components.